Whoa, now I'm your boy Lambo Drew, and you are now tuned into another edition of The Leverage Show. Shout out to each and every single one of you guys for tapping in each and every single week to The Leverage Show. Let me know and everything what's good with y'all. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend. Everybody enjoyed their family. Got out there, got a little shopping done, and didn't spend too much money. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. Make sure y'all are being smart with your finances. Being smart, though, with all of them credit cards and all of that other good stuff that you guys got. Make sure y'all being smart with that, man, while y'all are out here shopping in this time, because I know how this time can be. It is definitely one of them times where I'm trying to tell y'all will see maxed out credit cards. Y'all will see money thrown all over the place. It would actually be pretty bad for some of y'all who are out here. So definitely make sure y'all are using precaution being out here shopping throughout this season. Get the sales, but remember, don't go broke trying to save money. I'm telling y'all this right now. Don't go broke trying to save money. That is definitely something that's big for y'all. Because I tell y'all this right now. Y'all know Lambo that showed y'all on the broadcast about going broke saving money. You're going looking at every single sale, making sure that every single sale you're trying to catch 90% off here, 80% off there, 70% off there, 50% off there, 65% off there, 25% off there. And you sitting up in here, man, taking all of your money and going broke because of what's happening out here. So make sure you guys are definitely looking out and looking forward so that you guys can go ahead and save a little money out here outside of the holidays. I'm telling you this right now. Thank y'all. Dude, it's been an amazing weekend. For those who know, man, we have been rocking and rolling. Y'all don't even understand. Programs that we have been releasing, those who have been to the mentorship program, man, this month, you guys have seen some great things happening this month that you guys have never seen happen before. A lot of y'all are experiencing those wins that you guys are saying, like, Lambo, we knew it was out here, but we did not know that it was getting ready to be like this. Y'all are experiencing those wins and those high ROI returns. Shout out to the investment club and almost all 40 of y'all who jumped in. 39 of y'all jumped in at the beginning of this month. And literally, we have not let y'all down. And everything that we're bringing to y'all has just been mind-blowing, especially for the opportunities that we've been able to actually do. So that way you guys are leveling up in 2023 and leveling up your families, leveling up everything that you possibly need for your 2023 year to start it right. So definitely you guys want to go ahead and shout out, get into that. And let's see what's really good. Who's in the building tonight? LA Law, I see you in the building. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope all is well. Shout out to you, LA Law. I see you in the building, making sure that you get that number one spot. Listen, it's going down tonight. Y'all want to make sure that y'all are sharing this video. Get this podcast out to each and every single person that you could possibly get. Because I'm trying to tell you this right now. We got an amazing author. This young man, you guys are getting ready to see in a little bit when I bring him on. He has definitely I'm talking about for years, been putting in some serious work and allowing his voice, allowing his journey, allowing a lot of the gifts that God has blessed him with to be placed on some doors. And this man, I'm talking about podcasting. This dude has did some serious podcasting. So y'all want to definitely tap into my guy, Dom, and y'all definitely going to be ecstatic for what he actually brings to the show and some of the books that he actually went on ahead and wrote that you guys are definitely want to be tapping into that. Definitely. Y'all want to tap in because, tonight we're doing another giveaway tonight. So y'all make sure that y'all are definitely following in for that Christmas cash tonight, man, because definitely we tapping in and we going all the way up. So make sure y'all are sharing this to everybody you possibly get. All right. Thank you, LA Law. Again, thank you, Money. Money, I see you in the building doing what you do each and every single week, showing love. Thank you, Money, for tapping into the broadcast. My guy, Freddie B. What's up, Johnson family? Happy holidays, y'all. Shout out to and everything, man. The Sanders family doing what y'all do best. Big love to y'all. Big Jax, Big Britt, Big Freddie B in the building. Love them guys. Keep doing what y'all doing best, man. All right. Who's in the building? Is this Sharon Flowers? What's up, Ronnie Ron? Shout out to you, Ronnie Ron. Thank you for tapping in on another week of the broadcast and showing love. Definitely, man, from all the way there in Minnesota. I'm seeing y'all, man. Y'all tapping in tonight. Fro, big shout out to you. Big virtual hug. Thank you each and every single week for what you're doing and showing love right here on the broadcast. I truly, truly, truly thank each and every single one of y'all. It's amazing. Linda Williams, I see your mother-in-law. You're in the building, man, showing love. Linda Williams, that's all she typed is Linda Williams. So shout out to mother-in-law, man, for showing love in the building each and every single week for what you do to this broadcast. My beautiful wifey is in the building. Hello, everyone, with those hearts, man. Keep showing those hearts. Thank you, baby, man, for going ahead and pushing me up. Listen, how do y'all like the background? My wife she went on ahead and made sure that she switched and stuff like that in my background. So I got right here. I got Kobe Bryant, my plaque of Kobe over my head. She done switched my little office up now. So now and everything, the background is little bit more brighter. But y'all can see Kobe in the background. So shout out to my guy, my dude Kobe, who was the greatest of all time, man. My dog, who was my big influence, being in the background. So y'all gonna see Kobe every time. This was his 60-point game that he actually dropped. That was his last game of 20 years of being as an LA Lakers. So shout out to him. You already know, man, Kobe in the building doing what he do. That's a dog for life. You understand? Everybody who know that, they know what time it is. Linda Williams says good evening. Shout out to your mother-in-law, saying good evening to each and every single person. Sharon says, share. Thank you, Ronnie, man. You already know. Showing love to you, making love, doing what we do. Blockchain Master LLC. What's up, Blockchain Master? Shout out to you, showing love in the building, man. Making some stuff happen. Pop off to you. Freddie B said, go Clippers. I know you're a Clippers fan, man. He ain't a Kobe fan. He a Kobe respecter, but he a big Clippers fan, and we share the same building. Shout out to my guys still doing the same thing. But you already know. Come on, man. Come on, man. Give me one person from the Clippers, Freddie B. One person from the Clippers, and you know you my dog. One person from the Clippers, bro, who is a real big all-star as big as Kobe. Don't go ahead. I'm going to look in the comments. I'm going to wait, man. I'm going to wait. Give me somebody and everything from the Clippers, man, that knows. Blockchain Master say, wifey knows best. Yes, she does. She was in there, like, yo, we getting ready to give a new look for the 2023. And especially, man, who's been out there, man, doing some great things in my life. So every time I look over his shoulder, y'all going to see Kobe. Every time y'all look in the background, y'all going to see Kobe. All you haters out there, man, who been out there, man, knocking Kobe, y'all going to see Kobe behind me. Look at that 24 right there. It's still out there popping. The 60-point game. It's still popping. So, y'all, it is what it is. Y'all can respect it and check it. But you already know, man, Lambo going to make sure I come with it. My dude, Freddie B, say, love it, LOL. You already know, Freddie B. Shout out to you and everything, man. But you know what time it is, man. Kobe and everything, man. One of the best respected out there in the game, doing what he do. MJ still a GOAT. You know what? Let me say this. I got to say this about MJ. MJ is definitely still a GOAT. Straight up. He's a GOAT. If there was no MJ, there would be no Kobe. Kobe and everything, man, got everything that he learned from MJ. So we can literally arguably say both of them hands down or two of the best of the GOATs. You can't go on ahead, man, and deny each one. Jordan in his prime was a beast. Kobe in his prime was just, I don't even get started. It was a freak of nature. Matter of fact, Jordan had even said when Kobe had won the 2001, 2002 championships, Jordan had already said out of his mouth, he said, this is probably one of the most premier people in the entire place that is going to take over basketball for years to come. And literally Jordan meant that. Jordan said, man, he's got everything. At the age where he was at, the IQ that he was at, he could run every position on the floor. That's what made him so great. And Jordan, he was saying it too. Kobe's work ethic, what got him to the place where he was at, he said he could even outwork him. So shout out to the GOAT, Jordan, for going ahead and saying Kobe's work ethic will outwork him, literally live, even on the interview. So shout out to the MJ giving and everything, man. Kobe is props. You already know Kobe a beast. He a dog. He gonna walk it like a dog and back it up. Michael Jordan still a great. Yeah, Kobe is great, but MJ is the GOAT. You already know. Hey, it's all love. They both are GOATs in their own arena. Just long as y'all ain't putting some of them other people up there that y'all putting out there as GOATs. Straight up. Y'all already know some of them other peoples and everything, man, out there that y'all putting out there. And you blockchain message say, yo, facts. You already know We're going to spit the real out here, man, and show love. You understand? That's right, Blockchain. My wifey responded and everything, man, to what Blockchain is saying and stuff like that. When it comes down to wifey knowing best, Tracy Hughie in the building. What's up, Trace? You already know and stuff like that, man. Making sure that we do what we do, you know. Shout out to the fam in the building. LBJ is in the same room, eye to eye. Arguably, eye to eye. Arguably. And I'm going to say that. And for those who ain't giving LeBron his respect, bruh, give Bron his respect. Give that man his respect. That man and everything, man, has earned his respect. Hands down. I can't take nothing away from Bron at all. Bron and everything, man, was the torch carrier of Kobe going out. You understand? So it was Bron and everything, man, carrying that torch. Bron had already said that. So when you look at the greats, like, you know, Jordan and Bron and Jordan, they talk to each other all the time, where Kobe and Jordan used to talk all the time with each other. So we got to give them their respect for what they have done into the game. People can talk about Bron being a crybaby and all that. Man, look, man, get out of here with all that, bro. Let me tell you something. That man got rings behind him. That man has notably brought billions to whatever arena that he goes to. When he went to Cleveland, he bought billions to Cleveland. When he went to Miami, he bought billions to Miami. When he went to LA, he bought billions to LA. Wherever Bron went, Bron was the market. And he's the first actual billionaire playing in the sports arena right now. That's a literally life logo of a billionaire playing in the sports. Hands down, giving everything, man, Bron his props. I can't go ahead and hate on Bron because Bron been out there with a beast. But I loved it because Bron had learned. If you guys seen the Netflix, how many of y'all seen the Netflix documentary when they actually did the U.S. Olympics and stuff like that? And Bron and them was coming back, and they was coming all back. They was down in Vegas. Kobe had joined the Olympic team. They came back, and Bron and them saying, yo, we coming back from the club. It's 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Kobe and everything, man, meeting us in the elevator, walking through. He's literally got his gloves on and everything else. He's heading to the gym. And they was like, yo, we just taking this, playing with this. Kobe already up heading to the gym. At that point, they already knew, like, oh, he different. He not even out here to come party. He about business. That, in turn, if you watch the documentary, changed the whole factor of that Olympic ball club when they was down in Vegas and stuff. And they got on Kobe's schedule. From LeBron, from what's old boy, what's the guy and everything, Carmelo Anthony, even the other guy and everything, man. What's the guy and everything, man? Used to play for the Miami Heat and stuff like that. Was really, really good. He's a Hall of Famer for Miami Heat. He was like, yo, he's on our schedule. So because of Kobe, man, Kobe had them boys on their schedule, up working up every single morning, out there getting it. D Wade, all of them. He was out there getting it, man. So shout out to Kobe being one of the greats. I don't want to go ahead and ramble, but you know I got to go ahead and show my dog Kobe. You understand? I'm going to ramble on that. Facts, Blockchain giving out that. Freddie B say, Corey Maggette. You know what? Maggette and Mobley. You know what? Arguably some good Clippers. Definitely some good Clippers. Shout out to you. You know, that's real Clippers fan. You know, Freddie B ain't a fair weather fan anyway. Clippers fan, you know what I'm saying? He was a diehard. We was just at the Nuggets game, a month ago, and we were sitting up there chilling. He was like, yo, Drew, I'm out here kicking it with y'all, but you already know I'm a Clippers fan. I'm like, yeah, you know what? We definitely already know. I'm a Lakers fan anyway, but I'm a Lakers fan, Kobe. Not this Lakers what's going on right now. This Lakers going on right now is ridiculous. Blockchain Master say, facts. You already know, showing love. Tracy Hughes say, Curry the best shooter ever. Arguably, he is. Hands down. I mean, come on, man. If you really want me to go in here and speak on that, arguably, Curry is one of the best shooters in NBA history. Give me somebody out there like him. Don't worry, I'll wait. Give me somebody out there, man, as accurate as Curry was. I'll wait. You already know. Blockchain Master say you on fire tonight. You already know I am. First billionaire player. I'm only giving facts. I got to give facts where facts is due. You understand? So I got to give facts to my dog, Bron, for what Bron has been doing. My wife say, blah, 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 sports. There you go. Yeah, she already know. My wife and everything, man, it comes to sports. She like, yo, I'm not even worrying about it. That's why she laughing and everything out there in the comments. But look, you know what? I love the energy tonight, you guys. Listen, let's keep that same energy and everything going. You understand? For the guest that I'm getting ready to bring on here. Each and every single leverage show, we actually try to go ahead and thrive for even greater things for you guys. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. I try to go get the best people, man, who are in our community and people and everything who may be outside of our community, who can come to the community of the leverage show and be able to go ahead and help show and help reach and guide you guys to a whole nother level. And I'm super honored and excited when I was connected with this guy, man, my guy, Don Brighton. I was doing the research on him. And I was just like, yo, y'all connected me with this guy, this young man right here. He's doing a lot of great things to be as young as what he's been doing. And that's like anybody, man, who comes to the broadcast, man, who's definitely, you guys are in your 20s or in your 30s, and some of you guys are even younger than the 20s and or early 40s or whatever. I'm proud of what y'all doing to the broadcast, because y'all don't even understand. Like, y'all are literally like leading the way and leading the charge and are not literally going ahead and taking no for an answer. Y'all are getting into the rooms that most people say they'll never be deemed worthy to get in. Y'all are sitting down at the tables where most people say you'll never be able to have a seat in. Y'all are literally going ahead and walking up to the podiums and being the speakers and speaking into people's lives when most people say they'll never be able to speak into my life. This person, Don Brightmon, has been deemed worthy of being able to get out there and being able to be into the rooms and sit at the tables and actually be a speaker, man. Especially shout out to the Toastmasters and what he has been doing of being an MC for them and them showing love for years. This man's body of work, especially when it comes to authoring 2 great books and getting ready to author his 3rd, he's going to speak about it tonight, into actually doing podcasts. I'm talking about this guy has done like hundreds of podcasts over years and being the voice and stuff like that for many people out here, man, and just having a platform to speak his mind as a young man on many different various platforms. We couldn't be so proud to have Don Brightmon to the Leverage Show tonight. So make sure you guys welcome my guy, Don Brightmon, a young man doing his thing, to the Leverage Show. What's up, Don? How you doing tonight, my guy?
My man Lambo Drew, man. I am honored to be here, dude. I've been loving the conversation I had with the listeners, man.
Hey, man, you already know, man. We're gonna always keep it real on here on the Leverage Show, especially, when you see my dog Cole. Always gotta point to Cole. Now I can point to Cole. My wife done already put me in, in the side seat now. So I can point to Cole, man. If anybody start talking, I let his record do the talking and everything for me. But man, shout out to you for you going on ahead, man, and coming to the Leverage Show and come and bless us tonight, man. Dude, I'm not lying to you, man. Hopefully everybody gets an earful tonight. And especially, man, how they can go ahead and continue to stay plugged in and tapped into you just a little bit longer. But, man, we're excited to hear about your journey tonight, man. We're excited to hear about your journey tonight, man, for real. So let's go. What's up, Jay? I see your little bro in the building. Tracy usually say, welcome, sir. Listen, we cannot wait to go on ahead and hear who Don Brightmon is and exactly how did he get started in his journey. So talk to us tonight, Don. Welcome to the Leverage Show.
Hey, thanks a bunch, man. I appreciate it, especially with what you did. Congrats recently on 10,000 subscribers after a year of consistency and hard work. That is huge. That is freaking huge, man. And that's really.
Thank you, bro. Talk to us, man. Yeah, we hit that last week, man. Shout out to each and every single one of y'all, man, who subscribed, who loved. We started with 4 subscribers last year. At this time, it was to me and Tom was talking. And literally went from 4 subscribers, man, to over 10,000 subscribers, hitting that 10K subscriber mark because of you guys. You guys made this Leverage Show what it is. So shout out to you guys, man. Dom, talk to the people tonight, man. What's good with Dom, man? And Dom is actually in the Baltimore, Maryland area. So shout out to all my people out there in Maryland, man. Definitely y'all got one of y'all homeboys, man, out here, man, with y'all.
That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Charm City, baby. Honored to be here.
You're at Charm City, you say?
Charm City. That's right. We still got charm. We got crab cakes.
Y'all got crab. Hey, man, y'all got the Maryland crab cakes out there, too, man. Let me ask you something. Them crab cakes rocking with, who crab cakes got them big crab cakes? Papados? Y'all got them Papados crab cakes?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I still need to try the Louisiana crab cakes because I was bragging about them to a Louisiana guest a few months ago. It's just like, nah, Louisiana crab cakes got the best crab cakes. I'm like, wait, what? Like, this is blasphemy.
Bruh,
that's
bruh.
that's on my bucket list.
Man, look, I'm a New Orleans boy, born and raised, man. So I'm definitely, when it come down to seafood, I think we got the best in the country and stuff like that. I'm telling you anything. Best food in the entire United States, in the entire region, period, of, you can do all 7 continents, is in New Orleans, man. Facts. I'm giving that to y'all. Y'all go try 'em. Now you
That's
can't
what I'm
mention
saying.
crab cakes too much, Dom, because my wife getting ready to go crazy over here with these crab cakes, bro. Bro, I'm not lying to you. She getting ready to go crazy over these crab cakes, man. That's all she love to do is eat these crab cakes. So shout out to her. That's why she say yum crab cakes. She know what time it is, man. You getting ready to start something. And my guy Freddie B, out the booth say, man, Louisiana, you already know. Best and everything, man. Food in the entire city, man. You already know, man. Shout out to my guy Isidro, man. Hello to the Lambo family. Hello, Mr. Dominique, man. Him showing love, man. Isidro, man, you emailed me, man. A lot of y'all couldn't get in contact with me this entire month and stuff like that because we've been on and popping, man. Make sure you email me, man, so we can go ahead, man, and pop some stuff up, man. All right, Isidro, you already know. Holler at me, man. So, yeah, my wifey said, yes, New Orleans has the best food, hands down. You know what time it is, man. Give me another spot with some of the best food. Y'all can go ahead. I will wait, whether it's Chicago, whether it's New York, whether it's L.A., give me another spot that's better than Louisiana. From New Orleans to Baton Rouge to Lafayette to Shreveport, I can keep going. Alexander, Monroe. Give me a better spot, man, that's out there better than Louisiana when it comes for food. Give me one better spot. And I understand, Dom, you got Maryland. You got Maryland. But give me another spot. Shout out to you, Cynthia Davis. I see you. Give me another spot. Talk to me. Talk to me, Dom.
Oh man.
What's good? What? Cat got your tongue. Thank you, Isidro. Thank you. Tracy say, I evidently haven't been to Chucktown. Man, Trace, there ain't another spot. And I always did this, and I'm always call her the sweetest lady in the world is Miss Louisiana. So once you get down there in Miss Louisiana, she going to definitely show you her southern charm. So make sure y'all definitely get down there to Louisiana because I promise y'all some of the best food y'all been eating in y'all life. Any city, pick a city. You understand? And I guarantee it's going to be some of the best food you ever ate.
Honorable mention South Carolina.
Huh? What you say?
South Carolina for honorable mention.
South Carolina for honorable mention. Man,
yes, it
what they got down there in South Carolina? I know Tracy Hugie down there in South Carolina. I know L.A. Law down there. But, man, tell me some good food that's down there in South Carolina. What they got? What they cooking down there, man? What they cooking down there in South Carolina?
Definitely love the seafood in South Carolina, especially love the rice. My grandmother, when she especially was good in the kitchen, she can move a lot better. Loved her food. My older sister, she's down there. Alon's kitchen, definitely shout out to her. She throws down in the kitchen as well. So yeah, like just a couple folks down there, like South Carolina for honorable mention, definitely. I had to shout out my family in South Carolina on that one.
Well, shout out to South Carolina. Look, L.A. Law, she in here already putting it in there. Red rice, garlic crabs, and then, stop playing the Geechee wings. Yep. Stop playing. Whoa. What else they got down there like that, man? Look, see, Tracy and her should be lighting it up. Because, see, Tracy and L.A. Law, they some huge. They going to represent South Carolina to the fullness. We call that South Kakalaki. They going to represent South Kakalaki to the fullness. Tell me what they got down there. Who else you know down there, Dom? What kind of food they got down there like that, man?
Just a family that I know of. Don't know a lot, folks. But I figured, you know what? Let me just throw it out there just so that way put a name in the hat. Sometimes you got to put your name in the hat.
Well, y'all put y'all name in the hat down there. Shout out to South Carolina putting their name in the hat. My wife said, oh, my L.A. Law, yum. Man, don't get her started, man, because we going to be taking a flight there to South Carolina, pulling up at y'all Denver, at y'all table. I'm trying to tell you all this right now. We're going to pull up at y'all table, man, out here. Dude, we don't mind pulling up at nobody's table. You understand? Those who already know, we're gonna pull up at your table. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you like this. If your food nasty, I'm gonna tell you to you like this. If your food nasty, we're gonna tell you about yourself. We're gonna tell you about yourself. We're gonna tell you. We're gonna be like, hey. I'm like, hey, y'all seen Dion since Dion came to Colorado? Have y'all been watching that on YouTube? Y'all need to go watch that on YouTube. The funniest thing that you have ever seen, Deion Sanders, when he came to Colorado, right, Dom? So he came to Colorado. He's taking over the head coach. So he's going to different places in Boulder. Man, that dude had me hollering, weak laughing at him. So Deion been telling all his people, he say, yo, we're going to go in here. We're going to go eat. And I want them to tell us how the food and everything tastes. And we're going to grade them. And Deion and his people was telling them, he was just like, yo, let me tell you this right now. I'm telling you this right now. He was telling them, he was just like, yo, if you in Colorado, we going to get these people an A. They ain't going to get an A plus. They ain't going to get an A minus. They're going to get an A. And he told them they're going to get an A because the service was good. They showed them love. And there's a lot of people that are going to show you love. They'll show you a little flair or show you with everything. But then when he said he tasted food, he said, hey, he was looking at the people and said, I need y'all to be real. His whole team was like, yeah, we like this. And then the other people was like, yo, they needed seasoning on the chicken. They needed seasoning in the food. Like they was letting the people know in front of the camera what you need. They came from Jackson, Mississippi. You understand? They came from the South. So anything below that Mason-Dixon line, man, it's almost over with when it comes to food, especially when you get to Louisiana. It's really over with. You understand? Shout out to my dog, Freddie Bill, going ahead and tell you that, who's a chef out here on the broadcast now. Look, if it's down there in the boot, it's over with. So anywhere from South Carolina, North Carolina, I'm definitely going ahead and making sure that they are representing to the fullness out there. I'm coming to look for your people, Dom. So wherever they at in South Carolina, we're pulling up on them. And we're going to tell them, I want y'all to get down. Get down with the LA. Let's talk about these Geechee wings and that red rice and garlic crab. We getting ready to see how them Geechee wings and that red rice and them crabs is doing out there in South Carolina. So shout out to you. Pamela Floyd say shrimp and grits and a she crab soup. Whoa, shrimp and grits and she crab soup. Shout out to that. That's something different. What that she crab soup is? What that's hitting for? What that is? What that
Funny
is?
enough, now, shrimp and grits I can speak to, and I think this might be my colleague, Pamela Floyd, too. Like, if that's really you, shout out Pam, Miss Pam, the fabulous Floyd herself.
Shout out to you, Pam, out there. What is she crab soup? Look, I'm from New Orleans. I ain't never heard of she crab soup. Let me know what she crab soup is, what that got in it, because I want to hear. Dom, you had that before, man?
Actually haven't, surprisingly.
You had she crab soup?
Haven't had she crab soup. Funny enough, LA Law asked, like, part of my family actually down in Low Country, Georgetown, South Carolina.
Let me see. LA Law said, yep, Mr. Johnson, come on down. LA Law, we come and pull up a table at your house. We know you can get down. Crab soup, oh, yes, we are coming. Man, look, you already know. I want to taste it. I want to see what it tastes like because, you know, our soup that we got was with any type of shrimp, seafood in it, that's called gumbo. And we already know we can get down with that. Anybody know we can get down to that, we can get down with gumbo. So shout out to everybody, man, who down there with she crab soup, who down there in South Carolina, because that's a whole different ball game. Shout out to my big homie, Chris. I see you in the building. Next time you're in Minneapolis, pull up on the table. Oh, man, Chris, you already know I got you. You my guy, bro. Definitely, man. Been a minute seeing you, bro, but thank you for showing love on the broadcast. Freddie B said we definitely hitting Dion up, man. You already know Dion and everything, man, in here, man, showing love. But I'm like, yo, he too close and everything, man, for him not to really go get while we in Denver, because my dog Freddie B in Denver too. But we Louisiana natives. Listen, he got to come get some of the best. If he gonna get some of the best, we can't be out there representing and be like, this is all that they got in Colorado, and everybody looking at Colorado like some old left shoe wing person out here. We ain't trying to look at that, Dom. We trying to represent and let people know they got some good things popping out of Colorado, man. While we out here and stuff like that. So shout out to my guy Freddie B. Already know we in the building. LA Law said, Don, what part of South Carolina is your family from?
Yes, indeed. Low Country area, Georgetown, South Carolina.
Georgetown, South Carolina.
Yes,
that's
indeed.
where they at?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, snap. Okay. That's what's up and stuff like that, man. Showing love and everything, man. Hey, he's showing love. Pamela Floyd say, yep, she already know what's popping. Showing love and everything, man. Thank you, Pam. JT in the building. Lambo Drew in the house. I had to watch the replay from the beginning. Shout out to you, Jamal Titus, man, in the building, dude. Showing love. Thank you. Yeah, dude, watch it from the beginning because we on here having debates. I'm showing the best player alive, Kobe Bryant, man, whoever walked the face of this planet, man, outside of Michael Jordan. So you already know we had our debate about who the best, man, on the broadcast. So, yeah, you definitely shout out. Definitely, man, my prayers with you, Titus, and you and the entire family and everything, man. Your best is early and everything. Definitely keep you guys in my prayers and your family moving forward and everything, man, for some great things and some great news to happen. All right. So thank you, JT. LA Law said, okay, I got some family in Georgetown. They're from Georgetown. You know what time it is, man. Come on, man. Hey, Georgetown family, y'all let me know. Freddie B says she crab soup good. It's like a cream biscuit crab. Okay, all right, bet. The she crab soup, biscuit crab. That's like a lobster biscuit, huh? Like must be like a lobster biscuit soup. She crab soup is made from female crabs, which means it includes the roe, popular in Charleston. Okay, all right. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead. We're going to go to Charleston. I know some people who is out there who are in Charleston. Matter of fact, shout out to my guy, man, Tracy Hughes, who's out there, man, in Charleston, him and LA Law. We'll be down there. We're going to come check on y'all down there. So she crab soup, man. If it's popular there, make sure it's on point when I get it. We don't want to have no bad stuff because my wife going to get up and walk away from that table and that she crab soup ain't hidden. I'm going to tell you this right now. That she crab soup ain't hidden, she going to walk away from that table. Y'all can have that. You understand? She already know, and you understand, she know because she being trained by me. You understand? So she know what time it is. Jamal Titus said, Mama mentality 100, man. That's all we doing. Keeping it Mama mentality at all time. New background, y'all will always see Cole. My wife decided to, like I say, change this around to show Cole, in the background because I was actually always looking up at Cole when I was looking the opposite direction. Now, Cole and everything, man, looking at y'all, so y'all gonna always see Cole. So it'll always be the Mamba mentality. We're gonna make sure that we continue to keep going. Now, listen, we got to get some questions in because my guy Dom is in the building, man, and I want to make sure that everybody knows what Dom is doing, man, and what Dom is coming from. LA Law says, LOL, okay, sounds good. I look forward to y'all coming to Charleston. Yeah, we're going to come to Charleston. We're going to pull up at your table, and we want to make sure when me and wifey pull up, you understand? I'm going to tell you this right now. If you got pets at your house, my wifey ain't going inside. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm keeping it all the way 100 with you. She allergic to pets. And I think from the last time we had a Thanksgiving dinner like 20 years ago, and I can talk about it because I'm on the Leverage Show. And my mama, she flew up. I was in Ohio at the time. My mama flew up from back home out of New Orleans. Shout out to her and everything, Mom Dukes. And she went on ahead and we eating dinner at this particular family house, man. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is on the Leverage Show. Y'all hear this live. We sitting up in here, got our plates out. We done went on ahead and cooked and did all of this other great stuff. Family is an amazing people. The cat jumps on the table and starts walking over the plates. The cat, when we seen the cat jump on the table and start walking over the plate, we from the South. Let me tell you something, bro. My mama seen that, and my mama said, don't even worry about it. Y'all can go ahead and eat up. Baby, the cat that walked on top of the table. We love y'all. We just don't get down like that. You understand? So if y'all got cats walking on top of your table, we may have a problem. Now, if your cats is tamed and they're in your house and your dog is in your house and y'all they tamed and they all to the side, we good. But if we come to your house and we see the cat walking over the table or the dog that jumped on top of the table, we're going to politely get up because we love y'all. We love y'all with the love of Jesus. And we're going to walk up on out of that door because this is not how we rolling. We ain't rolling like that. We ain't getting ready to go ahead and tell y'all what's going on, man. I'm trying to tell you. Freddie B can tell you, nah, we don't do animals in the kitchen. I'm telling y'all, we do not do animals in no kitchen in the South. Like when it's come time for you to be cooking or you round any of that, bro, we do not do that at all. So my mama, man, she got it like, yo, we cool. You ain't even got to worry about me going on ahead. And we love the family. It was beautiful. We didn't want to show them disrespect. They had cooked all of this food. And look, I took one for the team. I said, Mom, look, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just let me clean the plate off. I got you. I'm going to take one for the team. That's like 20 years ago. I was still living in Ohio. She flew in from New Orleans, bro. She seen that. She like, oh yeah, they got cats walking on top of the tables and stuff like that around here. So again, if you got pets in your house walking across the table, we're gonna politely exit our way out and see ourselves out the back door. We'll meet y'all at a restaurant or something like that. Don't worry about it. It'll be on us. We got y'all. Trust me, we be good. And we'll make sure that we go ahead and out to eat and we can try something different, all right? Sharon Flowers said, no, you already know. You know what time it is, man. Yeah, my baby said, yeah, it wasn't none of my family, just to put that out there. No, wasn't none of my wife's family. So somebody family that we was in the college with and stuff like that. It is what it is. God bless some amazing people, but yo, we couldn't do it. LA Law, you cracking up laughing, and JT, you cracking up laughing, but we dead serious. We not coming in there. If I see pets in your house, in your kitchen, walking across stuff, and they're doing all of this, and we see pet hairs in something. Like I'm telling you, the worst thing we can get to a restaurant and we see hair in the food. My wife can tell you, when I get hair in my mouth, I act like a little baby. I'm trying to pull it all out. It's not good. So imagining everything, man. We see pet hairs in your food. We cool if you in your house and you got pets or whatever. Cool, put them away or whatever, man. We come to eat, but let's make sure that we keep it sanitary and keep it 100 while we in there. All right. So enough of that. That's my little rant, Dom. Let's get back to you, man. Tell the people and everything, man, Dom, who you are, man, and exactly, man, what Dom is about, man. We done went on ahead and said too much on this show.
Well, that's what happens when food gets a conversation. Food is a unifying agent, man. It's like music. It brings folks together.
It's the truth. You know what time it is, man. You know we telling the truth. But talk to us, man. What's your background, Dom, man? How did you get into, first of all, being an author and also, man, being a host, dude? You've been on so many sites and everything. And shout out to you, JT. Yeah, you're right. We love your family, Christ, but no eats. You know what time it is. Shout out to you being what you have done for years and being the trailblazer for years. Dude, you did like hundreds of podcasts, dude. I do mean hundreds of podcasts. And for be so young, leading the charge and leading the way, I can only be no more than proud of you, man, out here, man. So tell the people a little about Don Brightmon, man, and what is he all about? Talk to the people.
Sure thing. So from Baltimore, as I mentioned earlier, won't mention crab cakes again. Oh, darn it. And it's all about really growing up in church. Funny enough, I was the quiet kid who grew up in church and had a few friends growing up in school that found his confidence in his early 20s to eventually become someone who actually writes books and actually went from reading books to writing books and helping others to do the same and interviewing fellow authors, because in this world that we have, there are thousands, if not millions, of authors out there who put their pen to paper, put their expertise, their stories, put their life experience into a small package known as a book to put out there in the world to really learn from and even be entertained by. And that's really one of the greatest gifts in the world. And especially the us's, since my man's all about the us to black folks, is like, hey, it's like when you want to hide something good, you put it in the book. Well, it's like, hey, if you could talk to the person who hid their secrets, their understandings, their life experience in a book and get a piece of what they were thinking while they're writing, even after they publish books, because the thing is, books, when they're out there, it's not the true final product. There may be more that didn't go into it, and as they grow after the book is done, they may get something new. So being able to connect those pieces and learn from those who decide to join the metaphorical business of immortality of publishing their books is really what I'm all about. So just helping folks to create their own piece of immortality, because I've had great mentors in my life, still do have some wonderful friends and family who've inspired me, encouraged me every day to do the best that I can. And I just want to help others to do the same, because it's really all about advancing others to advance yourself.
Wow. Talk to us, man. Dude, and this inspired you to, you say, man, you come from the church background, man. Many of us out here on this Leverage Show, we come from many different various backgrounds, whether it's church, non-church, Muslim, a lot of other people, man, a lot of the different religions, man, come to the broadcast, the Leverage Show. Shout out to and everything, man, you actually coming from there, because we understand being raised and everything in that background. Like, wow, okay, man, there's something inspiring, something greater, something more out here to do. And that's calling everything a gift in life. We all are born with gifts in life. And it looks like one of your gifts and everything, man, was actually speaking to people and authoring books. So talk to me. Talk to us when you first learned that gift and first learned that purpose in your life, man. When did you find that out?
Sure thing. Well, as for the speaking itself, when I was in my teenage years, I actually did the morning prayer for a youth and young adult Sunday and got so many high fives and pats on the back, like, man, you sound like you've been in the seminary for years. And it's like, what, for real? Like, I didn't even know that. And I did go to a Christian school at that time, and one of the requirements is Bible class. So it's like, hey, you go to regular public school, you have to do community learning service hours, go to private Christian school. Well, you're going to learn about the Bible, as I jokingly say, the Bible. And the thing is all that Bible learning, all that deep prayer, and really focusing on knowing Christ for myself and not trying to ride the coattails of my family's faith really helps solidify my own faith. And that's the thing. Like, it's great to have that encouragement, great to be around family, to have that lineage with you. But you can't always ride the coattails of someone else when it comes to your success, your soul salvation, because that's something that we have to work on for ourselves, because life is a team sport, but you're going to need to have those solo moments where you have to shine on your own and allow the Lord to let you shine around other folks, because that's really where it started. And took a few public speaking courses and then eventually joined Toastmasters back in 2013. And that actually made me an even better speaker, because I originally went in thinking I was good, but not realizing that I could be even better. Because sometimes when we have gifts and we've been using them for so long and we get some good pats on the back and encouragement from it, sometimes we can let ego come in. And ego came in for me until I realized, wait, there's a new level that I can reach. And when there's new levels, there's new devils. And sometimes the devil can be the things that are right there under your nose, right next to you, right beside you. E- And you may not even know it. And it helped me to make sure that ego was kept in check, so that way I can grow to another level. And been doing that for about, my goodness, I can't believe 9 years now, probably seriously 8 years of Toastmasters, and just been polishing it ever since. So it's all about just really, once you discover your gift, getting around folks that'll help you to nurture your gift, and always be around folks that are way ahead of you. Because the thing is, kind of like Kobe with Michael Jordan, like Michael Jordan was the prototype, and Kobe studied all his moves, but he had an immense work ethic, and that set him apart, and that helps him to create the legacy that he has to this day, long after he's gone, sadly. So it's really all about, once you discover your gift, nurture your gift, and continuously get around folks that are ahead of you in the area that you want to succeed, so that way you can always get exponentially better.
Mm, mm. Dude, I can honestly say this. I must say this. Y'all don't understand. You have a voice that is amazing. It's like the golden voice. You understand? If I was on the other side of a podcast and no one could see you, I literally would be like, man, I don't know what color, what creed, what skin is this guy, but his voice is amazing. And dude, you literally, man, I'm astonished to be able to see that. And I'm astonished to see that gift that's opened up doors for you. I see Sharon on here saying, I like Toastmasters. Shout out to you for people who knowing what Toastmasters is and stuff like that. It's truly an amazing and everything, man, for that, man. I'm not lying to you. Big Pamela Foy say a big amen to that, Dom. Listen, this is amazing of being able to hear people's journey, people's story, and then people saying to themselves, like, yo, I'm perfecting my craft. You understand the gift that God's given me? I'm finding my own lane, finding my own journey, and allowing God to lead me in that journey and in that path. And that path has produced, I'm talking about countless of relationships and open doors for your life, Dom. Like, I've listened and looked at your track record. It is truly amazing. A lot of people who may not know this, man, they don't know that Dom is actually also a librarian, man. Tell the people about, how did you get into that as well?
Funny enough, it was actually in high school when I graduated 10th grade, and my mom was like, "Hey, let's see if I can help get you further along in some of your buddies and get employed. And funny enough, there was an opportunity. The Lord actually spoke to her and said, "Hey, like check out the local library, see if that'll be there's an opportunity open." Because again, the quiet kid who didn't find his confidence yet, and the land of introvert heaven, libraries. Like, hey, books, sweet. And I got a summer youth internship there, and I didn't do anything stupid, so they invited me to come back a few months later when school started and I turned 16 so they could legally hire me. And I basically stayed there for the rest of high school through college when I was working on my IT degree. And then a year after getting my IT degree, they promoted me full time. And I've just been growing there ever since. And with public libraries, I like to say that they are more than books and they are filled with gold because, like, the libraries themselves, they are basically community resource centers because during the pandemic, in libraries, even some in the Maryland, some in the Virginia area, they've had over, I'd say, around 300 plus Wi-Fi hotspots for folks to connect to the internet. The buildings, particularly in the Baltimore area, they extended their Wi-Fi to reach the parking lot, so that way, even though folks couldn't be in the building, they could be near the building and get internet. And even had hundreds of Google Chromebooks, so that way folks can actually have technology to check out and use. Because the thing is, one of the major things that the pandemic showed is that there's a huge digital divide, and that you're going to need at least basic understanding of computers and how to make them work to be able to get yourself going. And if you don't know that, you have to know somebody to help get you up to speed. So really, libraries are really more than books. They're just community resources for folks, whether they're from, as I joke like to say, diaper to diaper, whether it's young diaper or not so young diaper.
No. Listen, when I was coming up, man, and my kids are definitely small. My kids, we kept them in a library. We always kept them going to a library. Had a library club, and man, we just enjoyed that because for our kids, that was like everything. Them going into the library, going grab a book and go and look around. Man, that's amazing. Them jumping on the computers and everything, and we sitting in there looking at them like, dude, we was coming up. I'm talking about even in New Orleans. We was coming up, libraries. We went in there. We was just like, boy, this is the quietest place ever, man, in the library. You understand? Not knowing that we would go in there, we would go get water after games or something like that after we did play it outside. We would go in the library. We'd go kind of cool out there because it was hot in New Orleans. And then we would run across some really cool people. We'd be like, oh, man, this person in the library or that person studying in the library. And we found out that they had some really cool people, man, hanging in the library. So for those people, man, who don't know, man, look, the library was for many different people. I done ran into the library and see my grandpa in the library. I'm like, I know he ain't even reading the book. I know he just in here just looking at it. You understand? So library became a place where people were just popping up and just meeting. So you're right. The pandemic, man, dude, being able to have, that side of the pandemic and showing us that we need to be in a more technical space. That's amazing that more people actually depended and relied on the library. For you guys to be expanding out your Wi-Fi, so that's amazing on how to reach the culture and help the community of people, man. Did you guys see an influx of people? Shout out to you, Pamela Floyd. He rocks at the library also as well. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I already know Dom is rocking at the library. He'd be like one of those guys you walk up to at the library and be like, listen, I'm looking for such and such book. Now, most people would probably go to the computer. Dom already know. You probably be like, all 119 top shelf, third floor. You got it. And if look between the middle, it's right there with the yellow tag. Like, I know you would be on it and stuff like that. Me, bruh, I will definitely be happy to come see you at the library, man, and see what you're doing there and how you helping change cultures of people. And a lot of people don't know. You're around books. You're around all that wealth. Remember, we say it all the time. You don't want a black man to know something. Put it in a book. And a lot of the times we have been placing ourselves so far behind time by putting valuable information in a book. Now, you got to let us know, man, what have some of the valuable books that you have read and come across by working in a library after all these years?
Sure thing. I'll actually name a book I actually finished today. It's a book by Dr. Samuel Chand, and this book is called Change Has Changed. And one quote that I like in the book is that companies tend to over plan but under prepare. And
Mm,
the thing is like when you think of certain things like strategic plans, especially if they're huge, they sound great. They're like mission statements. They sound great, but do you remember them and are you putting them in action? And sometimes in life, it's like, hey, are we over planning for something that may or may not happen and then actually not preparing? So that book itself, that's definitely a good one. And of course, I got to mention John Maxwell and his book Leader Shift. That book, 2019, that's that that's probably my second favorite book from him, like, all time, and that guy's written over 100 of them, and he's in his 70s, like, he's 77, is probably at the peak of his career still, like, in his 70s, no less, so just those 2 books alone definitely really helped me to change my life for the better. And that book, Leader Shift, one major shift is from ladder climbing to ladder building.
mm,
Because it's great to climb a ladder, but hey, it's next level to build a ladder.
mm,
And that's what I am doing now with my podcast itself. It's like, all right, cool, climbing the ladder of success for myself, but I'm also building a ladder where I'm giving others a platform to get their books out there, getting their feet wet, being interviewed, and highlighting the power of the written word and reading, and the fact that, hey, success is tangible no matter where you come from. Because the thing is, just because you're write and publish a book, that doesn't mean you're going to be financially free. Like, a book isn't going to make you money alone. You're going to need to build stuff around that book.
mm, mm. And you actually do, first of all, which is super so cool. You wrote a book yourself. I mean, we're talking about other books, but you wrote your first book yourself. Is it right at 23, right?
23, yeah. Still can't believe it's 23, yeah.
Dude, what inspired you at 23 to write a book? You got to let us know this.
Funny enough, it was actually written on a dare, and that goes back to what I mentioned earlier about having the right people around you and joining Toastmasters. Because if I didn't join that organization, we may not have been able in this conversation today. Because I was handing out reading lists to people as opposed to business cards. Because business cards end up forgotten or in the trash.
Yeah.
So I basically put my contact info on the back of a reading list and handed it out to people. And that way I could connect with people on a different level, because those usually speak no outer right, and those who are into inspiration and personal development, they're going to at least read a couple books. And one lady I handed her list out to, she looked at the list, looked right back at me, and asked me, "Hey, so where's your name on this list?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's at the bottom, the Dom Brightmon, the 4/4." No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you as an author. And I'm like, I got nothing to write about at the time. And she's like, "All right, how about a year from today?" This was November 1st, 2015. She was like, "Hey, how about a year from today, November 1st, 2016, you become a published author?" And I'm like, you know what? Nah, I think I'm good. Okay, how about we both become published authors? A year from today, we'll both write books this year. We'll both do great. And I'm like, you know what? That's freaking amazing. Like, nope, not doing it. Still didn't agree to it. And after that conversation shortly ended, told a friend about it, who was also a fellow Toastmaster. He wrote a book himself. And at the end of his book, he mentioned, hey, look for the sequel to this book in like 2009 or whatever when he wrote it. And I was like, hey, where's the sequel for it? But a couple
Mm,
days later, when I gave a presentation that required a Q&A session, that same friend who I told the conversation about to him about, he was the first question when the speech had nothing to do with books at all. He said, "Hey, Dom, when are you going to write your book?" And there was this longest moment of silence in my head. It felt like 100 years in 1 second happened. And I'm like, I don't want to look like a punk up on stage right now. So I'm like, all right, a year from today, I'm going to
yeah.
write my book. And I ran home after the meeting was over, wrote 14 pages of raw content, went on a little hibernation for about a good month because that was still November. Picked it back up in January 2016. And then every weekend and whenever thoughts came to me, I would write them down and go after work and get some coffee. And October 2016, my first ever book was published. So it all happened because when you're on
Wow.
your growth journey, I just took that dare opportunity.
Wow, dude. So you went home. Hold on. You went home after a dare and wrote 14 pages, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's insane, man. That is insane, dude. That is insane. See, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes, um, someone could actually challenge the gift. And that sounds like what it was. They were challenging you to bring a gift out in you that you never even knew that existed inside of you. Now you have to understand that, dude, most of us, people been telling us, yeah, you're gonna write a book, you're gonna write a book. How hard was it to actually write a book, Dom, at 23 years of age, especially after getting challenged? But you went home and wrote 14 pages. How hard was that, man?
It was hard at first when I first got the dare because we all have limiting beliefs, and that really hinges on your mindset. And no, mindset's one of the big pillars of what you teach folks to help folks break that limiting belief. And the thing was, I almost didn't graduate high school because English was my worst subject. I actually got papers bloodied up metaphorically because I basically got D's in English, like regular English class sentence structure. I almost failed English class. Believe it or not.
No way you coming on the Leverage Show and saying you almost failed English, dude. Yeah, you sound like the dude. I would have been in school, and I'm telling you, everybody know in New Orleans, man, that you was at John Eric. I'd have been out there looking on your papers, Dom. I'd have been out there, hey, bro, I know Dom got this. He got this. Dude, I'd have been copying over your papers, man, like, yo, I'm turning this in. I know you ain't had D's. You had D's because the assignment was too boring for you. That's what it was, right? Class was too boring. It wasn't challenging enough. Because there's no way, dude, out as far as English is concerned, you are definitely, man, very fluent and proficient at your word.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Very fluent and proficient at your words, dude. Nobody, plus at 16, who goes at 16 working at a library like that? You understand? Like that's pretty cool, man, even on your end. So all of that information, you think out all of those years of that stuff being inside of you, it's going to flow out like a river naturally, dude. Like, you got that. You understand? Like, looking in books and stuff like that, man, I'm going to keep it all the way 100, you know. And, you know, I know my kids and everybody else is watching and stuff like that, man. But books and me being in school, everybody knew this. You know, I passed school too, Dom. I'm going to keep it 100 on here with you. I passed school too. But it was so boring in classes. I was like, oh, no, I was a class clown. I was out there always, man, I don't get started on stuff that I was doing it back in high school. But that just wasn't nothing that I was doing. Now I have found myself have written books and now mentoring other people and speaking in front of other people and helping other people out and part of some of the biggest deals in people's lives that are bulging people's numbers out. And at that point, when I tell people where I was in high school, they was like, yeah, right. You had like a one-man dude. My junior or senior year, I think it was my junior year, I had like a 1.2 GPA. And that's because I skipped school 90% of the time. My mama could tell you that. I was always out of school, smoking out, running the streets, doing what I was doing best in New Orleans. So I really wasn't trying to be in school. And then the other times, everybody knew I played ball and stuff like that, man. So dude, that was my thing. It wasn't liking everything, man. It just was boring to me. But when I got out of school, this is the God honest truth. There was a time when people, man, was in class and they looking at me for paperwork, and it was a math problem or something like that, man. A math class. I hadn't skipped almost the whole entire like couple months or whatever. And I came in class for like 1 week. They say, yo, you're failing. You got to come in or whatever the case may be. Dom, I tell you no lie. I went in that classroom. And I can't even think of who the math teacher was now. And I went in there. They took the test. I hadn't been in there in months. I think I had to been in 11th grade at this point. I hadn't been in there in months. Everybody in the class, and we had some smart people, man, who was on like president's list and everything. Everybody in the class but one person failed the test. Two people, actually. Two people failed the test. You know who the two people was? Me and the valedictorian. What? Me and the valedictorian. Those were the only two people in the class that passed the test. When the teacher came back, now the valedictorian, she's sitting way in the front of the class. Everybody know in New Orleans, you sitting in the back of the class. I'm sitting in the back of the class. I wasn't sitting in front of the class. Now, if it's any conference or anything that I go to, Dom, I'm at the front of the class. I'm at the front of whatever I could possibly at. Unless it's church. Because see, my wifey, if she forget her glasses, she going to that front part of that church and everything, man. And I'm not about to be going on ahead, man, and being all the way up there and everything, man, in the front church. You can sit me like in the middle. You understand? I'm cool with that. We good. Three rows back, 4 rows back. My wife up there with the praise team. I'm like, oh God, baby, we gotta get a little distance in this. You understand? So when she forget our glasses. So shout out to that. That was me. I literally, man, went on ahead. I remember in class when the teacher read them grades and everybody was in there talking. And it was just like, yo, who passed? And they was naming everybody who failed. Everybody failed but 2 people. And they looked at the valedictorian and they said, oh, yeah, we already know she passed. And some of the other people, man, who had really good grades passed. When I remember going in and looking at the test, I looked at the test and I was like, oh, man, look, I know this. Like a lot of this stuff, I was knowing this stuff, but it wasn't challenging. Nothing of school was challenging to me at the time. So when I looked at that, I was like, I just went and started filling the stuff out. And it was a problem test where you had to actually work the problems out. So you couldn't just copy off of nobody answers and nothing like that. When I showed my work, the teacher was just like, Andrew got the second highest grade in the class. The valedictorian had like an A plus. I missed like one question. I had like an A minus. And it was just like, man, are you serious? Like they was laughing. People in the class were laughing like, Drew ain't getting no A minus. Like, nah, he didn't switch the problem. I'm like, nah, Drew got that. Dude, I was a beast with numbers and still is to this day when it comes like with that in my brain. And I think a lot of people in life, they look at it and they be like, you know what, this is not challenging me. And I think that once you receive that challenge and what was already inside of you came out of you, boom, 14 pages of a book came out of you. And then that 14 pages, that challenged you to do another great book because you wrote 2 books. You got to tell us and everything, man. What was the name of the title of the first book? And then also what inspired you to write your second book that's shortly after?
Sure thing. So the first book was called Going North, Tips and Techniques to Advance Yourself. And the follow-up book is called Stay the Course, The Elite Performer's 7 Secret Keys to Sustainable Success. And that book popped out actually from a place of lack of self-awareness because shortly after Going North was published, it was about October 2016. I lost my father in March of 2015 after his long battle with dementia. So I was also part-time caregiver for my dad, my dying father, on top of being a full-time employee, writing a book and all that. And I was going through some grief because me and my family, we had anticipatory grief because we knew it was going to be happening, but we didn't know when. And when it finally happened, I thought everything was A-okay because the day after he passed away, we had a big snowstorm and basically the town was basically shut down for the most part. Like schools were closed and things like that. And we basically sat in grief for the most part. But I was full of energy that week and getting things done and getting things prepared. And we had a couple weeks to prepare since he was a veteran and them cemeteries stay full. They got appointments to make. So after that, I was actually going through some stuff I didn't know I was going through, and boss had to call me in and be like, hey, Tom, you sure you're all right, buddy? Because I was screwing up in some areas again. And when she pointed them out, I'm like, oh, darn, I guess I'm not as self-aware as I thought I was. And then ended up getting coached back to where I realized emotional intelligence is definitely the keystone of really creating success. And emotional intelligence comes from your self-awareness. And self-awareness branches out into 5 different keys. And the first key is mental awareness, because of course, mindset, got to have that Mamba mentality. Then there's the I, which is influence awareness. You got to be careful of what you're putting into your mind because our eyes take in millions and millions of images in nanoseconds, and we can hear things constantly. Then there's the T, which is time awareness, being aware of your time. Because the thing is, you can't manage time. We all have the same amount of time. It just depends on where your attention is going and thus where your time is going. And then there's the C, which is connection awareness, being aware of who you're connecting with, like putting yourself out there, networking with other wonderful people. And then the H, to put it all together, the habit awareness, being aware of your habits, the ones that'll help build you up to make you who you are today and where you are going to be in the future. Like, are they habits to help you build your wealth, or are they habits that can build up your debt? And they not even all financial. It could even be internal debt with your spiritual health, your internal, your body health. because that's where I was lacking at the time. I was not giving myself time to get sleep. I was focusing too much on actually do without no rest and actual self care. So, yeah, that second book really came from realizing, okay, I'm lacking in the self awareness department. Let me fix that. And as you're fixing your problems in journaling, you tend to want to share it with others if you have the confidence to do so.
Mm, wow. So you literally, man, in the middle of trauma that you experienced, wrote that next book, like literally your father passing, and then out of that came a book. Out of a, how did you even have the mind to even, man, mentally regather yourself, refocus yourself? Even after your boss had wind up coming to you and say, "Hey, Dom, you know what? Some things and everything, man, going on. It's not right." Like, how did you have that energy to be able to refocus yourself, regather yourself, reset yourself, and then go after that next book that should have came out of you?
Yeah, well, two things that helped me to really get that. The first thing was the first book. I had the deadline of a year, even though I accepted the dare and she didn't know about it at the time. I still kept myself to that year deadline. So once September popped up, I basically worked with what I had and submitted it to an editor and things like that, and said, "Hey, I'll just go ahead and put whatever's left into the next book." So I already made a promise to myself I was going to write a second book. That was the first thing. And the second thing was my father is a big role model for me. My
Mm,
father in his early 80s was still helping the church and lifting up heavy boxes for their soup kitchen. They would get stuff from the Maryland Food Bank and get all these deliveries. And he would be tired. Like he'd be real tired. And,
mm,
her, and
mm,
I just heard him griping and complaining one day in pain about it when he was taking me back home from school. And I was like, hey, Dad, why you still going to church on the weekdays and helping him with these heavy boxes, knowing that somebody probably ordered a little too much that day? And he said that God has blessed him with
mm.
so much time on earth that it'll be wrong for him not to use his life to help out other people. And him saying that in his early 80s, like that really is inspiration to me because that's something I strive for is longevity. Like my dad, like John Maxwell, all these folks in their senior citizen years where folks would be like, man, they should probably retire, but they're out there creating their best work. Like that's something I'm shooting for to where it's like, oh man, you heard Dom 10, 20 years ago. He was great, but you hear him now, he's even better. And dude's like in his 50s or 60s. Like it's getting even better. So that's really the goal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Getting better year by year, dude, and perfecting your craft, dude. And you're young, dude, 30, 31. Come on, man. Dude, do you understand that type of wisdom and being able to bring that through the forefront like that? Most people will never ever go on ahead and want to tap in, or they're afraid to tap in. A lot of people have that inside of them, like a lot of our listeners and viewers. They have a book inside of them. They have went through probably some of the greatest trauma and some of the greatest things in their life that they can actually sit down. If they focus right, they can actually write a book that can actually help change lives of many. Not only did your book though, Dom, because this was so amazing, when intrigued when I seen this, not only did it go on ahead, man, and you were able to write a book, you were able to write a book that a lot of people wind up going on ahead and purchasing. Tell us about that, Dom.
Sure thing. Well, the good news is about a book. It's like, hey, if somebody sees a young guy on the street doing something positive, there's always going to be someone who's going to want to actually support and be like, all right, cool, I'll check it out. And one of one of my most favorite wins in life was the fact that a book actually led to a speaking engagement because my first ever book signing, it was done in my church. They knew me since I was literally a baby and sold 100 books that day, my first ever book signing. But that felt good in the moment. But oh yeah, that ego thing popped in. It's like, oh, this might actually work. Let's go around town. And went to the Inner Harbor a few months later down the road and signed up to have a table on a Friday all day at a book festival. Paid about a good, I think it was like $120 for a table. Sold only 4 books that day, and I brought like 100 books with me to sell. And I was like, ah, darn. Well, I guess I guess I'm in the red for this one. And lo and behold, one of the books was actually the ones that actually swapped with the fellow author at the table actually led to me giving a speech on Martin Luther King Day that following year, a few months down the road from that one book that ended up paying even more for that table that I paid for. So I made all my money back and then some from a book. So really, the thing is, you have to focus on it being a marathon and just really focusing on what folks need and helping people because the like education is always going to be in high demand, especially in finance, inspiration, leadership. That's always going to be in demand, and just really putting yourself out there, always getting better, learning really just how to sell, how to pitch people, like learning what makes folks tick and making sure you try to tailor what your message can to other people and just seeing where they're at and then just really giving them a solution to their problems.
Mm, dude, I'm laughing because I'm intrigued that you actually said, even in the spite of me actually looking at this table and only selling 4 books, and you paid that $120, and like, yo, I didn't took a little hit on this one. You got back out there. You did not stay down. You did not go ahead and say, you know what, I'm just getting ready to go ahead and just cut it all short. I'm not getting ready to deal with this. I'm not getting ready to rock with this. You decided to go ahead, man, and say to yourself, nah, we getting ready to go ahead and make this thing happen regardless. And most people have to have that double desire to make it happen. You understand? Even in spite of, like, man, you know what, it didn't go out, it didn't happen the way I planned it, didn't work out the way I planned it, but literally something inside of you like takes over. Do you think that that was one of the biggest steps for your second book, the 7 steps to what a sustainable success, right? Was that
Oh
part of
yeah.
what happened in that journey? Was that something that you were able to document in that book?
Not that story in particular, but definitely was part of the journey because you got to be determined. You definitely have to know what you want. You have to really put yourself out there to get it. And success happens when you take massive intentional action. When you intend to really have success, you got to do the things that'll help generate that success. And your action today can be someone's inspiration tomorrow because that first book, Going North, that inspired 5 other people to become published authors, even folks that are decades older than me to even write their book because they're like, wow, this is a small book. Like I can actually publish a book this small. It's like, yeah, like it because the book is only 60. Both of my solo projects are like 60 some pages. They're under 100 pages because one, folks ain't got the attention spans for 200-page books no more. And two, I kept it to a deadline to where it's like, all right, let me make sure I get this content out there. And that
Mm,
inspired them to become writers because like, wow, I don't need to make a big book to call myself an author as long as I get the content out there. And you can always adjust as you go along because there's books out there that are still in their 17th editions because they
mm,
just put one out there. And then as they grew and got better over time, their content and their product got better over time. And then they adjusted as they went along. So also just remember, like, hey, even though there may be writers out there who have great books, they may not be complete books. There are things that don't make it in time for that book, and they may be in a follow-up book. And publishing companies, they make mistakes too. So really it's all about getting good and then putting good out there. Don't try to go for perfection. It's better to get excellence as opposed to just going for perfection because excellence today for today is not going to be the same excellence as tomorrow.
yeah, dude, you got a lot of knowledge, and I just want to just drop a few of those, right? And I want you to explain to some of the audience, and we'll take some questions right afterwards. But, dude, what are the 5 keys to elite performance that you actually went on ahead and you charted about, man, in your journey? Could you go ahead and explain that to us?
Yep, sure thing. So definitely the first key is mental awareness, being aware of your mind. And mentioned earlier, but to take it to a deeper level, there's a Japanese term called shoshin, beginner's mind.
Mhm.
And it's in Zen meditation, but it can be applied to anywhere in life. It's where you have a beginner's mind, where you're no matter where you are in life, you see yourself as a beginner, ready to learn and soak up as much game as you possibly can. And then when you're in sponge mode, you can metaphorically release that knowledge into the world, like with writing books and putting your content out there, even which with you're doing with this show and putting some content out there and having the folks in your membership group learn from you and having that collective learning. So having a beginner's mindset, always willing to learn, because those who are at an elite level of performance, they're always sharpening their craft and that involves having a beginner's mind.
Mm,
The second key is influence awareness. And this is really the next level of mental awareness because it focuses on brain care. Because what you what you listen to is what you'll eventually become. Like if you listen to great content like this, you're going to become a product of it. Especially for folks who really find self-help books for the first time, they take the message and they go with it and they get really inspired and they actually get more out of life. Like you'll eventually become a metaphorical guinea pig until you take action to improve your life. So being careful of what you listen to, what you watch, making sure you have the right people around you, making sure your environment, your climate is success ready and having you focus on success. Like I even have affirmations on my desk right now. Like one of the sticky notes I have is be a better person than I was yesterday. Also, another one, haters make you greater because haters are just confused lovers. Because the thing
mm,
is, if you don't have any haters in your life, sometimes there may be some, but the vocal ones, it's like, all right, let's see if that knowledge applies. Because one time I used to, in the beginning of my show, folks would be like, man, Dub, you still asking that question about what music they listen to? I'm like, nope, don't do it anymore. That was like after like episode 21, I stopped asking that question because it killed the vibe and the momentum. It just didn't make any sense. So being able to take that healthy criticism and then
mm,
applying it to your life, because there's a difference between those who truly hate and don't know
mm,
how to express their love for you, and then there's critics who are actually true critics. Kind of like
mm.
earlier when the show we're talking about like the food, like hey, if you got pets in your home or whatever, that means the food is probably not real good food. So let's take a step back here. We'll come back later when you ain't got the pets around.
Yeah,
Like it's just advice of hey, these things don't mix. These two
yeah,
things don't belong.
100% correct. I can't have all in the rice, man. Stop playing, man.
No, you don't want the cat hair in the rice. That is not the rice you want.
That's not the rice
So
you want, man. We good on that, man. But it's amazing because so hold on. I just to expound on that before we go further. You used to ask that question about, which is very influential, about music and about what we put in the ear. And I love what you said earlier. You said, man, it's all about who's in your ear and who are you listening to and who are you tuning yourself to. And that question, you see, kind of it dropped people off. I'm glad because I can tell people that music inspires us all differently, whether positive or negative. It inspires us all differently. For me, like my biggest thing is I always love Cash Money. Everybody know I'm a big Cash Money New Orleans man. I can listen to Cash Money. I'm not ready to go out there and rob and kill nobody. You understand? The next man listen to Cash Money. He's ready to go ahead and put 10 bodies on TV. You understand? And be on a high speed chase and everything. And so I think the mentalities and then of us seeing it differently, we play a part of that. You understand? And then for us, each one of us, like now you see how musically, how we have actually went on ahead and we have, that can actually be a drop off in a program because most people work out to music now. They probably just singing it, not even inadvertently knowing it, and they're just working out to it. And mentally they'd be like, "Oh man, I'm just working out to this. I'm not even living this like this or this lifestyle like this." I remember my daughter one time, she was singing a song, and my wife said, "Did you catch the lyrics to the song she was singing?" And I said, "No. This is my littlest daughter. Shout out to Kai Pai." And Kai Pai was singing the song, and it was a robbery song. I was like, "Well, hold on, babe, hold on, time out. Listen, baby, listen. We don't even know." And me and my wife, we didn't even catch it, because we we just not even at that level. We listen more Christian jazz music and stuff like that, R&B, stuff like that. So we didn't catch it until we, it's almost like DMX with the song "Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind" up in here. And in the video, he's talking about robbing the places. You remember that. You understand? So you're not even thinking mentally what that is. But sometimes that does definitely carry spirits and everything else behind it, which has influenced the mind of people. But I'm glad that in your maturity, you have seen where that has actually went on ahead and led other places that it shouldn't and dropped off. So shout out to you for that, because that is a level of influence, and being able to take that and say, look, I'm gonna take a spin off. Now continue on going with your journey, because we got these 5 seasons, we got plenty more other stuff to cover.
Oh, sure thing. So, key number 3 is time awareness. And once again, like, hey, it's all about being aware of your time and how you use it, because you can't really manage time. We all have 168 hours in a week, 7 days out of the week. And some may feel like, you know what, I could probably get 9 days out of the week. It's like, oh, well, good for you if you feel that way. But still make sure you got to take care of yourself on the journey. Because the thing is, when it comes to time management, it's truly attention management, because we're in the attention economy. There are so many things vying for our attention. Heck, even I remember having a conversation with someone, I think it was a few days ago, where we were talking about the smartphones and how, like, taking a digital detox from smartphones and just the social media, because they're really built. The folks up in Silicon Valley, the apps were built based off of human behavior. They study psychology and applied it.
Mm,
Heck, even if you want to learn more about it, anyone still listening wants to go deeper, pick up a book by Nir Eyal called Hooked. And
mm,
his name spelled as Nireyal. And he talked about how he got folks hooked on technology. Heck, even Steve Jobs, while he was alive, how back when they were running those commercials trying to get folks to use tablets with their kids to help them get ahead. Even Steve
mm,
Jobs himself was talking about, hey, I'm not giving my kids that thing, because he knew he was in the thick of things. He was the CEO of Apple. Like, he
mm,
knew what the heck they were doing. He's like, this is a
mm,
freaking demon. This is a death trap. Like, I ain't giving my kids this, because they knew, like, hey, you base it off of human psychology, and it takes away so much of your attention. Like,
yeah.
YouTube is the new TV. Like, commercials out the wazoo, especially those evil unskippable ads if you don't have YouTube Red. Like, ads on Facebook, doom scrolling every 3 posts. Bonus points if you have a digital profile where you have professional mode. If you click on one post and then we try to click out of it on your desktop, it takes you straight to the ad page so you can try to pay them some money. So making sure you manage your attention as opposed to trying to manage your time. Next key is definitely connection awareness. Are you having your metaphorical Wi Fi signal open to meeting wonderful people in your life? Because the thing was, my friends I still have to this day, I met in middle school, like like John and Jordan, both met him at a lunch table. Like, John invited me to his lunch table with the rest of the guys because it was my first day of school, and I wasn't good at making friends back then. Like, again, the quiet kid who hadn't found his confidence yet. And the thing was, he invited me over to his table, and I became friends with the guys. We were all in wonderful households. Like, we had both our parents. We were all children of faith, even though we may have had internal walks of God at different levels. Like, we were still had the foundation there, and we're still friends to this day, indeed. So having that Wi-Fi signal open to meeting wonderful people and being open to building relationships with those people, no matter how small the thing is, whether it's a call or a thank you card or just checking in on people and small gifts of appreciation, like just doing things to really connect with people and continuously connect with people, that'll help you to be where you want to be. And the thumb to put it all together is habit awareness, because
Mm,
your habits today, you're going to decide your future for tomorrow. And it's not going to be
mm,
all at once, too,
mm,
because in the book itself, a part of that grief and the part of the lack of self awareness, I gained a bunch of weight. This was the wonderful yo-yo swag of pre-COVID, where it's like I stopped going to CrossFit and kickboxing, and I focused more on Toastmasters and getting the book out there, promoting it. And I was getting maybe 0 to 2 hours of sleep every
mm,
night.
mm,
And I gained a bunch of weight, because the thing is, there are two things that folks need to focus on having: is getting great sleep, because you'll feel a lot more energized, your body will love you and thank you later, and two,
mm,
making sure you stay hydrated with water. Because one thing with my father, one of his emergency room trips, he was dehydrated. No matter
mm.
how many times we gave him water and offered it to him, he never drank it. But if he had some juice, oh, he'd drink that cup with the quickness. And the thing was, he would always have those sundowning moments, because a lot more often, because he was so dehydrated because our brain is a muscle, our body's mostly water, and he wasn't getting that water. So if you want to increase your memory or at least keep your brain healthy and fight off that darn Alzheimer's and dementia, like drink more water. And if you can, sip water every half an hour if you can, because that'll put you at a better advantage. And especially if it's the first thing you drink in the morning within your first 30 minutes of waking up, you'll have a lot more energy in the day than coffee, believe it or not.
Wow. So just to recap and everything, man, give those 5 C's out again, because this is important. Number
Sure,
one.
mental awareness,
Number 2.
influence awareness,
Number 3.
time awareness,
Number 4.
connection awareness,
Number 5.
habit awareness.
Awesome, man. Dude, them 5 C's is some serious in depth with things, dude. And I'm loving on that. Freddie B says he's got a question. He said, don't want to jump ahead, but any advice for writing and also being published? It's a good one, because we got a lot of people in the chats tonight who desire to write books, and to write not just any book. They want to write the right book and want to have it published the right way, to be able to attract some of the great people, man, that you've actually been able to bless in your journey, man. Any great tips and tricks on that, man, Dom?
Sure thing. Just like the human body has a back, a spine, the spine that really keeps everything together, your core, make an outline for your book, like create an outline, have the intro, and then I'd say around a good 9 chapters if you can, and then the conclusion for the conclusion chapter, and then write out 9 different topics for what you want to have. Because the thing is, once you have that outline down, you'll be a lot more focused, and then you'll get to plug in stuff as you go along, because that's really one of the best ways to get your book done is by having an outline and finishing that first. And then when you write as you go along, you get to basically plug in stuff later and then polish up things. And then make sure you hire a professional editor too to help make your book even better, because I know editors can probably be expensive depending on what level of editor you get for your book project. But I'd say don't skimp on really hiring a good book editor, because they'll actually catch things that you wouldn't catch. Because my first book, when I was reading it for the audiobook edition, I read the same exact paragraph twice in the first version of the book. Because I had a buddy of mine that did my book, and he did a great job. But the thing was, I didn't reread the book until I was time to do the audio, and then it hit me like, wait, I read this sentence 30 minutes ago.
Hey, shout out to having a great editor who can edit those mistakes out, y'all. Stop being cheap out there. You say you read it, so 30 minutes later, you're in your book, you're like, hold on, man. This is the same thing I didn't read. And it's like, man, 30 minutes later. You know, I can tell me, I already know me. My wife would be like, you know, you read that like 28 minutes ago and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I sure don't even remember that. It seemed like I read it one time. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, so that's big, because most people don't have editors out there, and they're doing the what is that? The voiceover books where you can record over through the mic and stuff like that, and then it actually translates for you. So 10-1, that's probably what it was, or was it just a typo of a misprint when it actually came out?
Yeah, so the thing is, typos are always going to be in your book, and they hide extremely well. I don't know if they're trained by the FBI to hide in your books when they're published, but the thing was, the formula I did for my book was I had the outline done after the 14 pages, because I wrote those 14 pages and basically metaphorically hibernated for 2 months. And my book coach at the time was like, hey, if you want to get your book done, create an outline of what you want to do. So I wrote down my topics like leadership, customer service, the rave method, things like that. And then I would basically write a topic on the top of the page, write my thoughts down on that, like leadership, time management, whatever. And then after I had all my stuff down, I would actually transcribe it myself, because I was literally my first book was literally written. I wrote it first, then typed it in Google later, and then plugged it into the final Word document. And the thing is, with that, I tended to repeat myself, but the problem is I didn't pick that up until a few months after the book was published. And that's why I say it. And even if you can get some folks to beta read your book as well and be like, oh, you repeated something here, because even Guy Kawasaki in his book, author, publisher, entrepreneur, he mentioned how in that book process, especially for his book Enchantment, how he had a few beta readers and they helped pick up some things where he actually repeated himself in a couple chapters. So that's why it's always important to have an outline so that way you can plug stuff in and get things done easier. But have beta readers and, of course, a great editor to catch those things that you wouldn't be able to catch. Even if you yourself are an editor, I've even talked to a couple book editors and they themselves have said when they write their books and eventually get them done, they're going to have someone else edit their books because even though we can be our own worst critics, you're going to need someone else to see the things that you're not going to see because we have filters built in our minds after all the stuff that we've seen. And you're so close to your work that if you see it as perfect, but if you don't get someone professionally to chisel that marble you got, then you'll feel really bad when it's out there and it's like, oh man, why did I see this before? Because you're gonna get the proof copy of the book. You're like, all right, let's edit this. And then when it's finally printed out for the public, you're like, oh darn, this darn typo's still in there.
Hey, and that is key and critical and stuff like that for you guys who are out there who are writing books and desire to write books. We love to and I love this, Don, by you being out here being so transparent. We want to operate in excellence, and whatever we can possibly do in the spirit of excellence, that's what we want to operate in, and making sure that people are not out here pointing and laughing, behind closed doors, at your book and at your material when you out here. Because trust me, people are very observant, whether you're looking at it or not, or you think they're looking at it or not. Very observant, man. And that's could be one of your biggest critics and everything, man, who's out there. Shout out to you, Freddie B, man, because I think that was a great answer that a lot of people probably were out here waiting for Dom to actually answer. Linda Williams, shout out to your mother-in-law. I see you in the building. Thank you. Listen, there are a quick 7 things, man. I love this. What are the 7 questions that mentors and mentees should ask? Because on this broadcast, people who do know that I do a lot of mentoring, but I think that this is very, very, very critical for definitely those who are out there who are doing mentorship or who are in mentorship. What are the 7 key questions? Because see, the right questions could give you access and allow things to unfold on your life. You're not asking the right questions. And great questions will actually go ahead and probably limit you from being able to have access to some of the things that you should have access to. What are those 7 questions that both mentors and mentees should ask, Dom? Let's go.
Sure thing. So the first one is, how can I?
Mm.
And you're probably like, hey, where's the rest of the question? Well, that is the question. That's question number 1, because it's good for mentors and mentees, mentors and proteges to ask themselves. Because once you figure out what the I is, what you want to do in life, and you get that experience and become a mentor, the mentee is going to find you want to be in that same field. So knowing what you want to do and finding that person that can help you how to do it. The second question is, how can I add more value to more people in less time? And my coach asked me that question because he asked himself that question, and that made him a multiple time best-selling author with a couple TEDx talks. And he focused on adding as much value as he possibly could to a lot of people. The third question is, how can I stay relevant in my field? Because one of the major things, especially in the podcasting space, I usually lurch around in LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, subscribe to some newsletters, pay attention to some other top podcasters in the field and see what they do and see how I can incorporate it and then eventually add my own style to it. And the thing is, that is a question that every elite performer asks of themselves, because the thing is, if you're going to be around for a long time, you're going to eventually have to reinvent yourself. Like today, like the Lambo Drew show, like a year ago, you probably had a different format than you did today. And like a couple of years from now, you're probably going to do a whole completely different format. You might have a live studio. My man might be doing it big style like Shannon Sharp, like Club Shay Shay. Like my man
Club
might do
Shay
it big
Shay in
like
the building, man. You better stop playing, man. Dude, actually, we are, and it's funny that you even say that. Gearing up for 2023 for the Leverage Show to even be even greater things, man. And definitely meeting with all these people and these meetings and stuff like that. So excited about what 2023 will be in store, and will change and stuff like that. But definitely, we ain't changing and everything, man. The style of the swag of the show. We just changing and everything, man. Some of the things that they see, that's coming out there on the show, the visual and all of that other good stuff. But man, yeah, it's going down, man. We still coming with that fire. We still coming punch him in the mouth, man. So yes, you're 100% right about that. But go ahead, Don. Don't mean to go ahead and interrupt you.
hey, it's all good. It's flow conversation. You love to see it and hear it indeed. So not only asking how can you stay relevant in your field, but also asking how can I continue to serve people at the highest level? Because
Mm,
the thing is, that even goes to the self care piece. Because mentors, they will give you their war stories if you ask for them and you listen to them intently. Because my Sunday school teacher at the time, he mentioned that the magic word he wished he would have learned earlier in his Christian walk was no. Because when he first joined the church that we both attended at the time, he basically was saying yes to everything, volunteering for everything, basically running on empty. And he was burnt out all because he was saying yes to too many things. And it's great to say yes as many times as you can, but also use no as well, because that way you'll, be able to protect your time and protect everyone else's time indeed. Because the thing is, sometimes when you do things and say yes to things, you're like, oh man, I agreed to go to this event knowing I'm an introvert and I was wanting to recharge this weekend. I should never gone to this event. And it's like you're not at your best. And then folks will think, man, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? Like they're usually so upbeat and
mhm,
excited, not
mhm.
knowing they're going through some stuff. So just making sure that you're asking yourself how you can serve at your highest level. And then
And
the
I
next,
usually tell people that no is a decision.
mm,
Yes is a responsibility. Always remember that.
ooh,
No is a
mm,
decision, and yes is a responsibility. Are you willing to take that responsibility up when you say yes to something? Remember that. Little nugget
amen
for you,
to
Dom.
that.
I already know you got plenty of nuggets. You're author. So go ahead, Don. Didn't mean to interrupt, man.
Oh no, that's heat right there, man. You should put that on your social media, man, as a quote, because that's so true. Because yes is a responsibility. It's like, hey, if you don't over deliver and you promise something, or if you under promise something, you're gonna feel it later.
Yeah, that's 100%, y'all. Y'all out there, man. Y'all saying yes to this, man. Look, make sure you understand what's getting ready to come from behind that yes. Talk to the people, Don. They need to know, man. They need to know what's good. We trying to get them right out here.
Amen to that indeed. And the next question definitely is, how can I make sure that my folks are taken care of? Because the thing is, it's great to serve, but also to make sure you take care of your folks, like making sure that you always are keeping them in mind, checking up in on people. Because the thing is, sometimes we may go so far, we get so bogged down with the day to day work that we never take time to actually check in on people. So not only checking in with yourself before checking in on the world, but once you check in with your folks, just seeing how you can help serve them.
Hmm.
And definitely the next question is, how can I make sure that I don't leave any blessings on the table?
You got to expound on that one, Dom. Come on, man. Don't leave it out because you've been on fire with these questions.
Yeah, that question actually popped out in the speech because I gave a shorter
Mm,
version based on the first three, and then it just hit me like, how can I make sure I don't leave any blessings on the table? Because sometimes we have so many opportunities. I remember one preacher saying that he actually talked to his mentor about how he has missed so many miracles and opportunities because he wasn't paying attention. And the
mm.
protege was like, man, if he missed hundreds, I missed millions.
Yeah,
Because he
it's facts to that. All facts to that, man. All facts to that. Really facts to that, man. Man, talk to us, man. Talk to us. So, I mean, and that, dude, that is so key because we look at things of the opportunities that we miss. And shout out to my guy, Damian Burris, who's been in the broadcast. And one of his favorite quotes is he said, the opportunity of a lifetime only lasts the lifetime of an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to understand that whatever that we're in, like he said, he's missed hundreds. The other guy says, I've missed millions if he's missed hundreds, because we have already labeled the level of success or even the level of the rise of a person by based off of looking at where they're at and like, man, I must have missed millions because I know I see where he's at, and this dude look like he's definitely has elevated, him or her has elevated. So definitely that's a strong question for a mentor and mentee to ask themselves around it. Man, I hope y'all are jotting down this. This is a lot of fire that Dom has got and is bringing to y'all on that. What is that, number 6, Dom? Is that number 6?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's number 6. And definitely the key to put it all together is how can I honor those who have shared their time with me? Because the thing is, we have to always give back on both ends. It's like always thanking your mentors, thanking your coaches, thanking your folks that have been around you, whether it's thank you cards, heck, even like gift cards, like, hey, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, folks may like coffee, like small gifts, especially truly thoughtful gifts. One time I received a business card holder with my initials on them. And I thank my friend heartily for that because she took the time and effort for that gift. And I honor that gift. And I still have it today, even, my goodness, I think 4 or 5 years later almost. And
Mm,
even those that you also share your time with, you may have proteges, like honoring them, like with introductions, especially if they ask for them and if they feel like they're ready for that introduction, because it's always great to really honor those who have really took out the time to really share their wisdom with you and help basically your long road be a lot shorter because they took the long road and they gave you the shortcuts. So take advantage of the shortcuts that the
yeah,
sages give you.
yeah. Dude, that is so truth and everything, man, to that, dude. Y'all better, man, them 7 questions, y'all better make sure y'all had them questions down. Shout out to you, Jay Ford. I see you in the building. I'm going to have to watch the replay. I know this was fire. Welcome to the show, Dom. Oh. Jay Ford showing you love, Dom, man. Says he's going to definitely catch a replay. Thank you for that super chat. Major super chat, man. Ford came in here, man, showing love, man, with this. Dude, thank you for all y'all blessing the show, the Leverage Show. You understand each and every single gift, every single question, every single comment, every single, response, man. When you guys come back and say, man, Lambo, this helped change my life. I was able to do this. I was able to do that. Dude, it's truly, truly, truly a blessing to the show. So thank you guys for that, man. So Dom, listen, I listen, we've been rocking. Dom is like a book. Dom can keep going and everything, man. Dom, I would love the people to know, because Dom drops a lot of knowledge in his books. Where could they go to go get your books, go stay connected with you? Because, man, you definitely have to come back to the Leverage Show because you dropped a lot of key knowledge, especially, man, for those who may be out here, man, who are learning and want to go ahead and try to tighten up on some things, man, when it comes down to producing books. How can they go ahead, man, and get a hold of you? And where can they get a hold of you at? Actually, I take that back. Shout out to my guy. My guy, he was already ready. Actually, I'm getting ready to send it to you right now. And I'm ready to post it in here right now so you guys can actually see where you guys can actually go. You guys can go right here to where at? www.dombrightmon.com. Correct, Don?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So you
sir,
guys
indeed.
can they go there? They can order the books and all of that other good stuff, Don. What can they do, man?
Of course, the beautiful thing about DomBrightmon.com, everything Dom Brightman is there, the books, the podcast, and there's also a free gift called the 21 Lessons Learned from 2+ years of podcasting for 21 great tips to start, grow, manage a successful podcast. A free ebook for those who subscribe to my newsletter email list. So definitely a free gift for listeners all on DomBrightmon.com.
Man, listen, y'all go to dombrightman.com. definitely go ahead and support Dom Brightmon. Are both of your books up there? Because you got what? The first one is called what? Going North, and the second one is called what? What is the title of the second one, Don?
Second one's called Stay the Course.
Stay the course. Woo, we got a lot of people need to stay the course out here, man. And that book entails had to do with what? Stay the course. Talk to them a little bit about that book.
Yes, indeed. Subtitle, once again, is The 7 Secret Keys to Sustainable Success. So if you want to be an elite performer and sustain your success, it's the book to pick up. And there's even the third book that I contributed a chapter to called Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy. That book was actually released October 2020 during the pandemic, where myself and about 28 other authors contributed a chapter, story or two to the book to help you laugh, learn, and heck, even be inspired by. And if anyone's familiar with James Redfield, the author of the Celestine Prophecy, he even wrote the foreword for that book as well. So a link to that's definitely going to be on dombrightmon.com as well. So check all that wonderful stuff out. It's good stuff. If you want to laugh, if you want to be inspired, got you covered like a blanket.
Dom, man, dude, make sure you guys check him out right there at his website, www.dombrightmon.com. Again, MON.com, not MAN, because y'all be like Dom Brightmon. You understand? Brightmon. Yeah, again. So y'all make sure that y'all go check him out. Get some great content on there. And also, if they want to contact you and reach out to you, how can they reach out to you, Dom?
Sure thing. And my best email is dombrightmon@gmail.com. So I try to keep the branding easy. Dom Brightmon, Google me, you'll find me. It's all there. Should be easy enough to find, I will hope.
Yeah, dude, you got a lot of content. So it'll be easy enough when they type in his name and stuff like that to be able to find him. But if you guys want to shoot Dom an email, definitely want to reach out to him. If you guys want any more personal questions or anything else, go ahead and send him an email to that email that's right there on the screen at dombrightmon@gmail.com. And you guys can go ahead and reach out to him, man, and show him some love. Definitely, man, for what he's been doing. And, go ahead and make sure you guys support him. That's what it's about. It's about a community supporting each other, and whatever that we can possibly do, support each other and get each other to the next level. So I'm ecstatic about that. So, Dom, let us know, man, any final words, man, that you would love to go ahead and tell the audience, man, because you've been rocking with us for almost 2 hours on this broadcast. Shout out to you for that, dude. Amazing wealth of knowledge.
Hey, well, thanks again for inviting me on to your show, my man, and I'm honored that you had me on. And hey, man, and bonus points for getting the O right in the name, because most folks like to put the MAN in there. So brownie points for you, my man. You can tell he's a cut above. He is the cream on the top, my man. He is the cream on the top of the cupcake. The cream rise to the top for a reason. Like my man's like, remind him of the O. But seriously,
come on, man. Come on, man. Yo, I got Kolb in the background looking for me. Y'all know when I got Kolb in the background, I'm in there shooting for perfection at this point, man. So, I'm making sure that they catch everything so you guys can go ahead and see that. Again, Dom Brightmon, not Dom Brightman, because y'all are being there putting the A in there and nothing ain't coming up. So make sure you guys are actually tapped in and tuned in and stuff like that and connected. Dom, we really want to thank you. Thank you for coming to this Leverage Show and blessing us with so much knowledge, dude. That depth of 5 seasons, those 7 questions that mentors and mentees can ask, and 5 levels of elite performance, dude. That's just amazing. And not just that, he has so much stuff that's actually in his books. Y'all make sure y'all go get those books, because those books are truly amazing. Let's help support the movement of young, great people like Dom Brightmon, who it actually comes to people's broadcasts and blesses them, especially along his journey. And God has truly blessed him. So let's go be a blessing back to Dom for sure. My wife, he said, great. Thank you for joining us tonight, Dom. Thank you, Dom. My wife, he giving her love to you.
Hey, appreciate it, Ms. Johnson. Thank you so much for listening.
LA Law says, thanks so much. This was amazing with the fire emojis. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, LA Law. Listen, that's all we really want to do. We really want to go ahead and help shift the community and shift the show and shift our portion of people, man, so that we can go ahead and get a couple above. Y'all make sure y'all reach out to Dom. If there's anything he can possibly do to help you guys out, he is willing to help out. Let's really go on ahead and support the voices of the future and the people who are out here doing some great things and doing some positive things, man. I'm telling y'all going to definitely go ahead and look back up. And Don Brightmon is going to be definitely at your show speaking. He's going to be like, hey, I remember that guy. That guy was on Drew's Leverage Show, man. And he's out there with Lambo Drew on the Leverage Show, and he's out there speaking. These are the future generation speakers, man. Pamela Floyd said, great show. One of your fam peoples. Thank you, Pam, for coming in. We coming down there for that she crab soup, too. So shout out to those people in South Carolina. We see y'all down there. Freddie B, man, showing you love with the New Orleans Symbols, man, the Florida Leap. You know what time it is in the building. So you know he got some gumbo and some food waiting on you. You ever come to Denver, Dom? We got you, man. We got you covered. So shout out to the big homie, Freddie B, man, showing love in the building. You know what time it is. Listen, Dom, we're going to let you go, man. We really, truly want to thank you. Thank you for being a part of the show, man. We will definitely talk. Now we got a little giveaway that we got to do for each and every single show and everything, man. So hopefully, man, everybody took some notes because it's going down and stuff like that, man. So thank you, Dom, for what you said, all right? Now, actually, no, stay right there, Dom. I don't want you to go nowhere because Dom getting ready to go ahead and show you guys whether if you guys have been right or wrong and if you guys have been listening. All right, so it's this part of the show where we're doing a giveaway, and we're making sure that you guys are definitely tapped in. Again, that number is on the bottom of the screen, 612-547-8826. 612-547-8826. Make sure you guys are going on ahead and sending your correct answers, not just on the screen, but also send your Cash App and everything else, or your Zelle or whatever, to that number that's on the screen, 612-547-8826. All right, so we're getting ready to ask y'all some questions now. I want to see if they've been really listening to the show, all right? We're getting ready to give a little prize money away, so make sure that you guys have been tapped in, all right? All right, let me ask you something. Listen, first one to comment in the comments on the screen here. First one to comment in the comments on the screen here. What is the correct city, not just the state, but what is the correct city where Dom said he is from? Go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. If they've been listening, they're going to know that exact city. If they ain't been listening, they ain't going to know that exact city. So y'all better go ahead, put it out there on the screen. Oh, Money says Charles City. Charles City. Is that correct, Dom?
No.
No. That's not correct. Y'all better keep going and stuff like that. I don't see nothing on the screen just yet. Let's go. Let's keep going. Dom is in here to go ahead and make sure that y'all guys get it right. I hope y'all been listening. I hope y'all really been listening to this broadcast because we in the building. Let me know what it says. LA Law says Georgetown.
That's a better guess, but that ain't it.
That's a better guess, but that ain't it. Hey, yo, I'm on it. I'm on y'all heels tonight. Y'all gotta go. And he literally said where's exactly where he's from and exactly where he's at. So make sure that y'all been listening to the broadcast. Go ahead and go. Y'all got some time. Freddie B say Chucktown.
I mean, we're talking about crab cakes for like 5 minutes.
Hey, talk to him, man. Where are we at? Chucktown ain't it, man. Chucktown ain't it, man. Where we at? Where is Dom Brightmon from? Where is he at? Talk to us. Talk to us. What city? We already know the state, but what city? He talked about an actual city. What city is Dom Brightmon actually? It can be, even if y'all get close with a big city, golly, we're going to give y'all, we give them something. We can bless them with a big city, right, Dom? If they say the big city name.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Beast.
Oh, there we go. Freddie B got it. There we go.
Hey,
B-more, baby.
Shout out
Freddie
to you.
B
B-more in the building, man. I see you and stuff like that, man. Thank you. B-more in the building, showing love Freddie B, you already got it. I got you, my dog. Go ahead and send your cash app to that 612-547-8826 and stuff like that. Remember, y'all respond on the show. Y'all send the cash app and Zelle or whatever to the number on the bottom of the screen. So you got to respond out here on the show so we can actually go ahead and see this. All right. Tracy Hughes, you were second in there, man. You were second in there. But Freddie B got this one. Freddie B, go ahead and text that number 612-547-8826. Your cash app tag, you already know, man. Hit the message prize to that number as well. All right. So next question. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. This is easy. This is easy, y'all. Y'all got this. Y'all got this. We know we gave them a little vicinity, man. Listen, where is Dom Brightmon's family from that gave a shout out on the broadcast? What city? What state? What state and city? What state and city? Where were they at? Y'all better, those who know, y'all better really go on ahead and give a shout out to that. Y'all better go ahead. You need to have a senior response segment. A senior response segment. You know what? I'm not even going there with you, Tracy Uchi. What is the name of the city and state where Dom gave a shout out to his family? You already know. Georgetown, South Carolina.
There we
go. GT.
Go.
Bro, this dude is on fire. Shout out to you, Freddie B. You 2 for 2, man. 2 for 2. Shout out to you, Freddie B. Then Tracy Uchi came in right behind it. Freddie B, you done turned around. You done won it twice. The homeboy is definitely on it, man. Shout out to you. Make sure you send that text and everything. Again, at 612-547-8826. You done won 2. You 2 for 2, Freddie B. Now, Freddie B getting ready to go ahead out here and show all y'all how to do this thing. All right? You know, and Tracy, you say G-Town could be anywhere.
There is a Georgetown and DMV, so
Tracy, we are not even going there with you, bro. We're not going there with you at all, man. We're not going with you at all. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. All right, now this one is a little bit harder. All right. Hey, look. Freddie B said haters are confused lovers. Look at that.
That's Pope from the show. He was listening.
Showing love. He was listening, man. Haters are confused lovers. He's definitely dropping game. He's definitely representing for the boot down there. Shout out to the big homie, man. Listen, this one gonna be a little bit rougher now. And Tracy used to say, way to go, Freddie. This one gonna be a little bit rougher now. All right. I need for y'all to list the five C's to explosive growth and elite performance. Go ahead and list those 5. I need for y'all to list those 5 keys. Give me that. Whatever those 5 keys is that he said, I need for y'all to list that in the comments. LA Law in the building, mental awareness, influence, timeless awareness, connection habits, and habit awareness. Did she get it right?
Man, yo got it right. Yo on the button on that one.
LA Law, shout out to you in the building, man. In the
Double
building
right there.
I'm trying to tell you right now. LA Law, you already know. Text that number on the bottom of the screen. 612-547-8826. And then Sharani, you came in right behind that, baby. Your ping ain't good, but it gotta be faster than this, man. LA Law turned around and she went on ahead and she grabbed that out of it. But shout out to you. Look, they got it all, man. You already know. Y'all already know, man, what's popping. Y'all already know what's popping. Now listen, it shouldn't even come without a question out of a shadow of a doubt. It's the last answer. Last question. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. What are the 7 questions that mentors and mentees should ask? The 7 questions. They better been on it. Y'all better go. Y'all put it in the comments. Let's go. Y'all better have this right. Y'all ping game better be on here right now. Yeah, Tish, girl, you better late. This last question, girl. I don't know where you been at, Tish, but you better come on. The 7 questions that mentors and mentees should ask. Dom, if y'all been on here, look, they better been on here listening. Go ahead and put it in the comments. I need those 7 questions right now. Let's go. Get quiet on here, Dom. You understand? I know it may take a little time, you know. Those and everything, man, who was listening, you already know what's popping off and stuff like that. Taking care of so much church business. Sorry, y'all, I'm late. It's all good, Tish, man. You already know, man, take care of the father's business, baby. But we on here giving away this money. Take a minute to type. Freddie B say, take a minute, man. Take as long as you type. Because that's 7 questions that went ahead and say all mentors and mentees should be asked, man. So he gave it. He gave y'all the full. You knew I was coming with it because I asked the question twice to make sure that y'all got it in. So y'all put it in there. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. Y'all pin game better be strong on this broadcast, baby. There's cash money on the line, baby. Come on now. Let's go. What's these 7 questions, man? I need for y'all, whoever responds first, right here on the broadcast. That's who gets it, man. That's who gets it. Let's go. All right, boy, they really going on here to respond. Y'all should have had the questions typed down and then boom, swipe it clean over and stuff like that, man. So definitely put it in there. Put it in there. I want to see if they was paying attention to you, Dom. You understand? Because you dropped a lot of knowledge and they already know and stuff like that. This is how we do. We dropping a lot of knowledge out here. So go ahead and type it, man. Do you see anybody in the comments yet, Dom? I don't see nobody yet. I'm still looking. You looking? I'm looking.
I mean, it was long, but shout out to my buddy Lori Walker, who's also watching. She's out in the Pennsylvania area. She wasn't able to comment. She's got it playing in the background right now. She isn't able to comment, but I figured I'd shout her out while folks are taking their time with this question.
Hey, taking your time, man. You know, I'm coming. Man, look, Lambo was coming with it on the Leverage Show. We here to help bless y'all and get back to y'all in this season. We've been doing it, everything that we've said. Sharon Flowers says, go ahead and look at it. Let me know she's the correct winner, man. Talk to me, Dom.
Boom. Sharon got it. She gets the gold medal on that one.
Hey! Sharon,
that's the gold medal right there.
Ronnie, you are last winner for real. In a minute. I knew it. I said I knew it. If you've been taking notes, you've been really listening, if you've been really tapped in, you was going to have that and stuff like that. Again, how can I, that's the first one. And then the second one is how can I add more value to more people in less time? Third one, how can I stay relevant in my field? Fourth one, how can I continue to serve my people at the highest level? That's huge. And people, the next question, how can I make sure my folks are taken care of? And then that other one is, how can I make sure I don't leave my blessings on the table? That's a huge one right there. And then that last one, how can I honor those who have honored me? Shout out to you, Ronnie, for those 7 right there, because that was huge and everything. Huge. Ronnie, go ahead and text that. Huge. Text that at the bottom. Like I said, they're going to have to earn it, man. 612-547-8826. Make sure you're on the Leverage Show. We helping level and give back to our people, man. Y'all already know this is what we love to do, man, to show y'all love right back. If y'all are tapped into the Leverage Show. Thank y'all even for this one, man. Sharon, actually, it was LA Law who wind up getting this one. Mental awareness, influence, time awareness, connection, and habit awareness. Those were the 5. The 5 keys, right? The 5 keys for people and everything, man, to go ahead, man, and have an elite performance. So, dude, that is huge for LA Law with that. And then Freddie B came with the Georgetown, man, South Carolina, showing love, and also came, man, with the Be More. So shout out to you. Shout out to you, Freddie B. Shout out to you, LA Law. And shout out to you, man, Ronnie Ron. Make sure you guys are texting that number on the bottom of the screen, 612-547-8826. You guys are our winners tonight. Drop that Cash App tab, and let's rock and roll, man. Y'all know what time it is. Thank you, Dom, man. I just wanted to go ahead and show you, man, that people are supporting, they're loving you. Make sure y'all go follow Dom, because I'm telling y'all, I'm going to ask y'all more questions about Dom on the next broadcast, at least on Thursday night. So make sure y'all are actually going to follow. This is not us just sitting up in here. Dom came on, got some great quotes and got some great stuff, and we tuned in and got to look at. No, I want y'all to go follow, and y'all know I did the same thing when my dog Jay Ford came on here, as well as When for my guy and everything, Jamar James and everything, man, who came on here too as well. We're mixing this thing up, so make sure you guys are paying attention. You guys are tapped in and tuned in, because the people who are coming to the Leverage Show are bringing value, and you guys are definitely all winners, man, out here. Shout out to you. LA Law says, congrats, everyone, with the fire emoji. Big congrats. You're in the building. My wife said, you know, Sharon was taking notes. I know Sharon was taking notes. I know she was taking notes. She came out here. Look at this. Look at all of this. She came out here with all of this. Yeah. Pin game was on strong. And I knew Tish would have been out there too, but she was taking care of church business. So make sure you guys are tapped in each and every single Tuesday and Thursday night for the entire month of December. We're giving away cash prizes, and we blessing y'all, man. Most shows don't never, ever do this that y'all go to. Most shows and everything. How many shows have you seen this, Dom, that you go to in a podcast and you see people blessing people with straight cash? The Leverage Show does it, man. Not only we bless you with wisdom, we bless you with money in your hand, man, because we want to let you know that you guys are a blessing to our lives, and we want to be a blessing to you guys' lives. So again, thank you for each and every single one of y'all. Dom, thank you again, man, for tuned in and tapped into the broadcast. Truly, it was a blessing, and you've been a blessing in our life. Thank you, dude. Y'all make sure y'all go like, subscribe, follow, whatever y'all got to do, and definitely follow him. What, Dom Brightmon? Dom Brightmon, correct? Is it Dom? I'm pretty sure I said it right. DomBrightmon.com, correct? This is it right here on the screen. Make sure you guys go on ahead and like, subscribe, and go follow him, and go purchase some of his books and some great material that he's actually has gotten. And if you guys need to reach out to him even more, make sure you guys send him an email at dombrightmon@gmail.com. All right? Make sure you guys send it to you. Listen, again, this has been another edition of the Leverage Show, man. We just truly want to thank you guys. T. Hughie said, great show, guys, man. Thank you, T. Hughie. You already know, man. Shout out to you, man. Listen, we was just trying to go ahead and bring the phone tonight, man, and let you guys know that we are the community. We're definitely moving forward and leveling you guys up on a whole nother level. So make sure you guys continue to stay tapped in and stay tuned, man. With next this Thursday night, another less than 48 hours, we coming on, man, with my guy Passive Income Croc, man. So welcoming Croc to the Leverage Show. You guys don't want to miss it as well. Dom Brightmon, definitely thank you for all that you have done and all that you're going to do, and continue success and continue blessings in life, man. And literally, we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect even more, man. So thank you, Dom. Let's go ahead and bring you back to the Leverage Show, man. All right.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again, everyone who listened, and stay tuned. And thank you for folks in the replay. Remind yourself that you matter. No matter where you are, you matter.
Hey, amen. And I'm leaving with the double D's. Listen, this will be something you guys will hear me say after every single broadcast, man. From this point on, I've been saying it for years, man. And shout out to my guy, old man Paul, who actually adopted this into my spirit. This will be my close and everything, man, for each and every single second. We will live by the 2 D's in life. The 2 D's in life. And I always want y'all guys to remember this. If you are not dead, God is not done with you yet. So remember that. If you are not dead, God is not done with you yet. So for those who are out there, man, you may be feeling hopeless. You may be feeling like your life is not in everything, man, adding up to where it should be, or you may not be at the level that you should be. Remember this. If you are not dead, God is not done with you yet. And just hold on. A miracle is coming your way. Listen, we love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in on another edition of the Leverage Show. For those and everything, man, who win, make sure you guys went on ahead and text that number to 612-547-8826 for that cash app. And for those who needed to reach out to me by email, make sure you guys reach out to me by email. You guys know all month long, I've been off of social media as well as a different phone number. So everybody been trying to call and they can't get in contact with me. Like, Lambo, how come we can't get in contact with you? I already told y'all, those who had jumped into the investment program, those 39 of you guys, I was be working single-handedly with them and helping bless their life and help move them forward and stuff like that in life. And for those and everything who were not in that, you guys can go ahead, man, and just send me an email if it's really, really, really important. If not, I will talk with you guys in the beginning of January the 2nd. Everything will be back on and we'll be rocking and rolling. So we love you guys. Send me an email and everything. For those who got my email, let's connect. And then for those and everything who don't, I'll see y'all at the first of the year. Again, Dom, thanks again. Thanks for joining into the Leverage Show. And guess what, Dom? We out of here. Till next time. Stay blessed, y'all.